just use our government to do bullshit. You know what I'm saying? So has Bill the Beast Gates. You know what I'm saying? And Linda Gates, stupid Gates, if you ask me. Any woman would do that. Coma is also a part of their group. You know what I'm saying? That's why he set up New Yorkers in the first place. And I'm still saying it was a setup. I don't care what they say. And we're talking about it come from when I came from probably right here. I don't want to hear that bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It was a plan trumped up right here on this soil. You know what I'm saying? Because Bill Gates went around the world spending a lot of money for them people to bring it in their country and then set it off all at the same time. That's all they had to do to get $5 trillion. You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean? He set up New Yorkers and tried to blame Trump. So to me, was Trump the fall guy or something? You know what I mean? Or what? I mean, you know what I mean? Was Trump be made the fall guy there, bub? While y'all pull this over the people like you're doing right now? We must put, you know what I'm saying? We must put the pieces together. You know what I'm saying? Because what's in them might have a lot to do with what's out there. Now, here's where I said in the beginning that we're going to talk about, because what's out there, you know what I'm saying, might be within or with, or it might be with the tanks underneath. You know what I'm saying? Underneath. I think of the Detroit airport and probably maybe other airports as well. What's in them, you know what I'm saying? What's in them need to be investigated, because we must understand, it must be investigated, you know what I'm saying, to understand what it is truly is there. What must be investigated by it being under the airport as well. Because why would somebody do that? You know what I'm saying? Why would you put those things under the airports? You know what I'm saying? Because to me, that will point who put it there. You must ask who. It will seem like it came from somewhere else. When we look at it, it'll seem like it came from somewhere else. By doing that, you know what I mean? It'll seem like it came from somewhere, from someone who came, you know what I'm saying, through the airport and brought the virus with them. So the blame will be placed on outsiders and another country, as well as we see as a fact and point blank. So what's in them may connect. You know what I'm saying? Now, we don't know if it's due to the connection of what's in them or the connection that they got it and they're protected and we're on the outside. This is what I was talking about in the beginning. That's why Fauci thinks that everyone should get it. You know what I'm saying? He tried to push it that way, knowing and waiting. You know what I'm saying? He was knowing and waiting. He knew and was waiting. And this very well, he was waiting ahead of what we see today. So how long, the question is, was this plan thought up and how far back? Because we've seen a lot of different things that went on, including monuments that were built and statues that were brought into the country or were already here hiding, and then you brought them out and put the Ten Commandments next to it with a little white girl and a little black kid. You know what I'm saying? In about 6 countries. There go that six again. 6 state capitals or 6 state buildings. You know what I mean? He knew what was waiting ahead. That's a fact and point blank. So, the question is, why would Fauci ignore, as a doctor, after chopping up such an extreme and saying many things that didn't make sense? It acts like a cold and a flu. So is it a cold or is it a flu? Question. And why would he ignore, you know what I'm saying, the natural immunity? It's a good question. The natural immunity, you know what I'm saying, but he do not answer any questions based on that. He doesn't even say anything about it. Any form of anything to do with a natural immunity. You know what I'm saying? He do not answer those questions or really have any good answers. Him, Biden, Kamala, all of these doctors. I never heard them. All I hear them saying is about this bullshit. So why this is why to me they use a pandemic. You know what I'm saying? And the bodies were produced from the hospital and nursing homes. Now we know why Cuomo, you know what I'm saying, did that as a point of access. The hospital and nursing homes, to me, you know what I'm saying, was the easiest place to produce dead bodies. Dead bodies. You know what I'm saying? To produce dead bodies that would be, you know, unseen by the general public as to there was a virus. Do you know or do you know not? So they pulled the ship trick as well. That was also to make it seem that it came into the hospitals and nursing homes, and Cuomo was supposed to be hiding it and all of this kind of stuff, when he was probably doing a completely different thing. You know what I'm saying? What we would call bloody murder. You know what I'm saying? That's a fact. But we see to hide it from the general public and make the general public believe that there was truly a virus that was not put, no, I take that back, that was put in a way, you know what I'm saying, but not, because then they'll say they have the solution. You see? But it was put in a way and put in a way that would create in the masses of people great fear into the public of the masses of people, but not and will also create what we call believe there was one. So the people will go right along with the testing, and to make sure they did the restrictions and the quarantine under the claimants of a cold and a flu virus, and put the people under heavy restrictions and quarantine. You know what I'm saying? And quarantine was put in place, you know what I'm saying, forcing many to be tested up the nose, giving them something to me that would make them sick in more ways than one, whether the kit was faulty, tainted, or whatever, and then putting them in all these different places and pushing people to even do it to themselves, and probably laughing like a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? But it was to make them get sick. One time they test one thing, 6 months later they go back. 2 days later, 5 days later they go back. That's if, you know, they test again because they weren't feeling too kosher, and now they positive. But back then, they got it in 5 seconds flat. And then that's to make you believe that they conducted from somewhere else. You know what I'm saying? The trickery game was bullshit, especially the up the nose thing. Giving them something that would make them sick and push them to treatment. That was concoct to me right here. I don't want to hear a goddamn thing about now, because if you stop what you're doing and make it right and deal with the situation, get up off the frontline workers' back and the children, and the bullshit either go away. I bet you 100. So we see many took the money from Bill Gates and went right along and continue even now. Now we see Bill de Blasio blasting city union leaders who were opposing the region treatment mandates that was implemented, I should say, with the goal of curbing the spread of the coronavirus. You know what I'm saying? The coronavirus, giving infection. And the question is, how is Bill de Blasio going to curb anything outside of his brain? That nigga think. You know what I'm saying? A curbing anything. You know, how is he going to curb what he's talking about? When he said, when you listen to it, it says he was mad at the union workers that coming down on them because they oppose this mob. But at the same time, when you look at the situation, how is he going to do that is the question. It doesn't matter how many people take it. It is only showing that the trick that you play was based upon what you say, not the truth and the evidence of the lie. So we know the lie somewhere. You know what I'm saying? How is he going to curb anything when they are giving it to you, in a sense? Isn't that what the medical experience is supposed to be saying? And then what proves that is you're giving it to healthy people who ain't sick. So, I wonder if people are really listening. So you can, they give it to you, so you can develop antibodies. And more got sick in that process and still are. You know what I mean? Who got it? Who got the dose? You know what I'm saying? We see that. So the people who got it, to those who didn't, the rate of the people who did of sick and being sick and dying is higher who got. And the people who didn't, that rate is continued down the same road as normal. So somebody is doing something and causing things to happen, and so on. You know what I'm saying? Is it, and to me, it is, you know what I mean, a great plan for those who did not. Is there a greater plan for those who did not? Remember me speaking in the beginning? I said it's a vice versa. So is there a greater plan for those who did not get it? You know what I'm saying? Is another question. But at the same time, Biden is lying because he continued to push treatment but do not show nor speak of natural immunity. Only treatment. You know what I'm saying? And when he talks about the Build Back Better plan or whatever he has, he's talking about what he and the Demon Democrats like for over 47 years, fucked up and literally damn near destroyed our country. So the real thing is, for 47 years, when he's talking about Build Back Better plan, he's talking about, what he and the Demon Democrats did over 47 years and more, and messed up our country in every way they could possibly find, piling bodies, filling the earth with graves. You know what I mean? So what is the difference? I'm asking, with his Build Back Better bullshit plan. You know what I'm saying? What is the difference from what Trump was saying when he said "Make America Great Again"? It's the same shit. What is that, a signal between the two? You know what I mean? Let's be real. We ain't cutting no short on nobody tonight. You know what I'm saying? What was that? Say so, and then he comes with it, "Make America Great Again." Then he comes with a Build Back Better plan. So we see a connection there. You know what I'm saying? We see a connection there. We want to know what that's about, Mr. Chubby Bear, baby. You know what I'm saying? We've seen a lot of filling the earth with graves. So what's the difference between when Trump said that? Again, talking about a Build Back Better. Ooh, same question. So who, to me, it's the same question I'm going to ask both of them. You know what I mean? Same question. So who destroyed it that you have to build it back better? You know what I'm saying? And make it great again. So who tore it down? Because any true kingdom do not fall. It's only the ones that are filled with all types of corruptions end up coming to its end. And we know where that comes from, when we know it's come from sometimes even outside influential bullshit. Okay? Same question. So who destroyed it? You know what I'm saying? That's a fact and Point Black. So this is Point Black coming along your head, dropping another one, giving you something to think about. You know what I'm saying? We still waiting for the victory vote to come on in for the cool week. You know what I'm saying? And the other candidate, Republican, who needs to be in office and make her sit down for a while and think about the bullshit that she have done, having Demon Democrats all across the board on Long Island. And then when you look at it, you know what I'm saying, and they win something like this, it's so historic. They haven't done this in 25 years. So that means who was influencing the people to only vote Demon Democrat for all these years? So really all they were doing was voting in their destruction and their mess up. And then when it happens, you want to complain and complain and complain and complain. You know what I mean? You can't do that. You have to put forward an effort to overstand